We're here. What's good, guys? It's your boy Hugo the Savage back again for another the review. Hey, sound check, people. Let me know what's going on. Tell me how it's going. Um, I'm here for it, man. Let me know so I can kick this off like a game of FIFA. You know them way there. It's good to be back, of course. Talking wrestling in the family. I got a few things to get through today. I got to open a few people's eyes to few certain things, but I'm not here to be negative. But I have positive criticism to talk about. Um, we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw from the 26th of August, 2022. And yeah, man, we're definitely gonna kick it off and see what we can do in it because yeah, Raw was a bit mad still. It was a bit of a sticky one still. Can't even lie. But improvements are being made here and there. And some places there's no improvements. Um, but yeah, we'll see. Let me just get this up here. Uh, Boom, thank you very much. All right, so not gonna hang around today because people normally catch this after the fact of doing the stream. So anyone who comes in, that's fine. Anyone who's not here, it's also fine as well. Just come in later on. If you manage to stick around, watch the video, and you like it, like the video for me. If you haven't subscribed already and you've been back more than twice, please subscribe. You know what I mean? Makes it easy. It's free. Doesn't affect your YouTube channel or anything like that. So we're gonna get into it, but I'll get to the comment section first. It's only Khaled in the comment section right now, so I'll do Khaled. I'll read them straight off instead of bringing them up on the screen. We got Khaled. Happy Tuesday. Thank you very much. Harry's my friend. If you are streaming Clash at the Castle, I will be there watching it with you. I will watch you on my phone and watch WWE Network on my TV, just like what I did for SummerSlam. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing Clash at the Castle. Um, might do the boxing as well this weekend, depending. KSI fight, so we'll see what's going on there. But yeah, let's get into it because I think Khaled, you've covered a few things that I haven't got into yet, so we'll do it stage by stage. We'll be here for about 45 minutes. Trying to make the content a bit more short form in certain things because I know that's how people enjoy it. It's different when we got loads of people in the stream. Everyone's there to enjoy the longer streams and stuff like that. But I don't know, with the raw review shows, like I said, I've done it in the first place just so I can get the video out instead of making a pre-recorded one. But um, we'll see what happens. So Raw kicked off today with, well, it kicked off in a different way than we've seen in a long time. I don't recall any Raws kicking off with a fight straight away. I don't recall it. Not even in the last 10, 15 years. But we kicked off with a fight between Riddle and Seth. It's quite weird because obviously you go through the normal Raw intro, and then you had like the cameraman from his point of view, from his camera. You could see that he was rushing to the back. He was running, going through the curtain, which is kind of crazy. And then when he got back there in the gorilla position, Seth and Riddle were already fighting, which begs the question: what was going on before they got to that point? Were they both um, I don't know, would have both booked into the ring and addressed the crowd? Because why were they there at the same time? Obviously, last week, I think, if I'm correct, Riddle got the better of Seth for the first part when he ran from the back and pretended to be in his mom's basement. But um, the second part of that was Seth got him, curb stomped him, and got him in that position. So it was a little bit weird. I enjoyed it, but there were parts of it where I found a bit off-putting, which was once they got into the crowd and they got to like the stairs where it was like a showcase. The punching was subpar. It was very terrible. It didn't look like it was going to hurt anybody, which was very strange to me. Um, I didn't really like that. If you're gonna, when you get in the crowd and you're going to be around people, that's when you just have to take the beating and give the crowd something because them punches don't look like to hurt anyone. Riddle's a trained MMA fighter, so I can't see where he wouldn't be able to fight. But apparently that's what happened. Moving on from there, because obviously it wasn't a match, I think we went into Trish Stratus. Obviously she came to the ring, which was dope. Obviously, it's always nice to see Trish. Um, she looked great. She looked great. It was dope to see her. Obviously, we're in Canada, so hometown and stuff like that, hometown hero, makes sense that she would be there. So she came out to address the crowd. It was nice. Sometimes things don't have storylines to it, and sometimes there's just enjoyment of seeing a legend in the ring. But I think I seen her in when she came to England a few months ago, and I was asking her about coming back. And I think she might want to come back for a little bit. I don't know if she wants just a storyline. That's normally how the legends do it. They have a story, and then they do it that way, and then they kind of leave. But the only problem you have with it usually is that kind of already feel like the legend's going to lose if they're not going to stay around. Probably be best to have it where a legend wins every now and again, and then then leaves. Because all it takes for you is to put a great match on and shake someone's hand, and it can change their career. Austin won when he fought against Kevin Owens. So, but yeah. So she came. Then she was addressed in the ring by Bailey, I think it was first. And the Bailey and the Bailey Buddies came to the ring. Because obviously they were, after Trish was there, they were going to have their tag team match, Dakota Kai and Io Sky versus whoever they fought. We'll get to that after. I think they've got a name now, haven't they? If I'm correct, they're called the Controllers or something like that. I think I might have got that wrong, but if it is, I don't know. Obviously, then Bianca came out to the ring to back up Trish, cut her promo, spoke about how great Trish was. And then Trish kind of backed off her jacket and said, listen, I'm ready to go. Like, if you want to do it. Bailey done her whole speech about there's 3 of us and 2 of you. And then all of a sudden, Alexa's music goes off, which begs the question: if she knew that Asuka was, how would she know that Alexa was going to come out at that moment when she came to the ring just to address the crowd and there was no one there in the first place? It's very weird. I'll think about these details. Came to the ring with Asuka, and they got into a bit of a brawl, and then we went into the tag team match. We went into the tag team match just after that. The tag team match was part of the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship tournament. I think you'll see who gets into the final. Dakota Kai and it was Sky versus Alexa Bliss and Asuka. This match was longer, so it was nice to see them get the time in the ring. Sometimes it doesn't need to be as long though. Do feel like tag team matches probably should get a certain amount of time because obviously you have to give everyone time to shine in the ring. Match was decent. I'll tell you what was dope. I think that was the first time we saw Asuka and Io Shirai face to face, and you could see the levels of wrestling skill they both have. Asuka looked a cut above, and she looked really strong in this match. The match was decent. I think you could argue that Asuka and Bliss got the upper hand in most of this match. Still kind of weird to me considering before Alexa was with The Fiend, well, when she got with The Fiend, Asuka's the person that she took out. It was very weird that they're together and nothing's been explained, but the match ended in a roll-up. So basically, I think there was a tag from Io Shirai on Dakota. I don't think Asuka saw it, so she put her in Asuka lock. She tapped. Dakota Kai tapped, but obviously she wasn't the legal woman. And then Asuka started celebrating and got rolled up. I like the finish of that. I wish they grabbed the tights or something a little bit more, just so it didn't make Asuka look like she's going to kick out of a roll up. But yeah, she did that. They got the victory. I'm not mad at the finish, to be honest. The story of the finish as well. I think I like when it's more, I don't know, it's different. I like the whole legal woman thing, but yeah. So they advanced to the final to fight against Aaliyah and no, not Aaliyah. I think there's a last chance. Fatal 4-way match on Friday Night SmackDown. So we'll see from there, I think. But it's going to be interesting. And I'm guessing the final of that tournament takes place at Clash at the Castle. Moving on from there, we had a backstage segment from. Well, I'll say backstage segment. There was a match that was already booked to happen, but in the gorilla position, Finn and Dolph Ziggler were face to face with each other. Kind of like what I just said about Seth and Riddler. Is this the new thing now? Where you're going to have them in the gorilla position together before they come out? Because if that's the case and there's real animosity between two people, then surely they'll start fighting. It just makes sense. So that's going to be interesting as well. But I don't know. There was an argument between them. Finn kind of said to Dolph that he's fed up with people like him and Edge riding on the coattails of the new younger stars. And then Dolph Ziggler slapped him in the face, slapped him to the floor, which was weird. And Rhea Ripley didn't do anything; she just watched. Then he hit his entrance music and came to the ring, and then we had a match between Finn Balor and Dolph Ziggler. Another good match. You're gonna hear a lot of repetitive stuff when it comes to the match was good, but if we're honest, does anyone care about the match being good, or does anyone care about the storylines and everything like that as well? So it's very interesting. But yeah, the match was good. There was a few attempts of the famouser and the zigzag and stuff like that. People kicking out. There was sit down power bombs in this coup de grace land. But yeah, in the end, it came to Rhea Ripley. The fact that she was on the outside, she clocked him, man. She clocked Dolph with a forearm to the face, straight into the 1916, and then the coup de grace, and it was over. Now, surely you would think that at this point they would start banning Judgment Day from ringside if they can see what's going on. It's kind of hard because I want the best for Dolph, but if you're putting him stuff where there's no storyline, it's kind of pointless. Now, are Judgment Day in a storyline with Edge, or are they in a storyline with AJ, or in a storyline with Dolph? We just don't know. But they really want to be getting that right because it doesn't make much sense being like that. It's a bit mad. It's a bit mad. Honestly, at this point for some people, I'm praying for Bray Wyatt to come back and take him into his flipping cult. I'm being dead serious because some people are struggling. Moving on from there, we had an open challenge set by Chad Gable. I always assume that open challenges were set by people who had a title or who had something that you could gain from beating them. So like a giant. So if a Moss done an open challenge, if you beat him, you beat a giant. If the US champion or the Intercontinental champion, you beat them, you get the championship. But this was just an open challenge, and obviously newly changed back to the prize fighter gimmick. Kevin Owens comes out. He's in Canada as well. He's a Canadian boy. So he got a pop from the crowd, which it's a bit iffy because he's a heel, but obviously I get it. He's in his hometown. And yeah, man, another good match. Another good match. This match was a bit more one-sided. There was parts of this, though, where Chad Gable really shone. There was a German suplex on the outside in the apron just before Kevin Owens tried to give him a powerbomb on the apron. I really like that. Really like that. German suplex was great. Kevin Owens came back, obviously. Cannonball, frog splash. It was great. It was great. He eventually went for I think it was a pop-up powerbomb to win the match. And then after match, Owens attacked Otis attacked Kevin Owens, which begs the thing again that they're both heels, so why are they attacking each other? Like, why are they even fighting each other? Alpha Academy are not baby faces, so very weird to me. But yeah, madness. I think before that, on top of that, at the end of the match when Owens tried to attack, I think Kevin Owens gave Gable a powerbomb and then stunned Otis and left it there. Moving on from that, another backstage segment with Bayley and Aaliyah. Is what it is, and obviously Aaliyah's not part of the Raw brand, so I don't know what she was doing here, but obviously on the back of the fact that Io Sky and Dakota Kai had won their match, the likelihood is they're going to fight. They could fight Aaliyah and Raquel Rodriguez. Get used to saying that name. So they did that. Then there was a one-on-one fight between her and Bayley because the argument was that Trish Stratus came up in the segment as well. And she was like, basically, since you've been back, when are you going to actually wrestle instead of talking rubbish? So then, yeah, kind of went Bayley's like, meet me in the ring. And Bayley done Bayley stuff in the ring. This match really fell on deaf ears. The fans weren't up for it at all. There was no noise. Yeah, it wasn't the best. There was a lot of mocking from Bayley, mocking Trish Stratus in the ring. So I'll argue it's a bit of a letdown for her first match back in the ring. But I'm sure she's going to head to Clash of the Castle and do something there. So yeah, she won with the Rose Plant. But like I said, the fans weren't behind it at all. And it was a bit of a mess. So yeah, let me get to the comment section and I'll hit back. Savage Dolph Ziggler, he said he got the whole world in his hands. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything, man. Savage are just so sad, upset because I really want Bray Wyatt to come back to WWE. He comes back. I mean, there's nothing to be sad about. It's not that serious. He's been gone for a while now. I think he might return at Clash of the Castle. If I'm honest, I have to be. I think we might get returned for Bray Wyatt there. I don't know what capacity. I don't know the reasons behind it and stuff like that. But for me, that's the most creative person in wrestling. Didn't say he's the best wrestler, but he's the most creative person. So I would be gassed for him to come back as well. And hopefully, if he does, Triple H says to him, "Listen, we will make them the mainframe of your creativity. We'll give you a guideline, but you run with all the creative yourself." And that's how you work with Bray Wyatt. Next match we had The Miz and Tommaso Ciampa versus Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles. Again, great match. Well, good match. Some good spots in there. We had a delayed vertical suplex from Bobby, which was holding him there for a while. There was a bit more chemistry between The Miz and Ciampa. Like they felt like they were an actual tag team. The Miz was interested in this match. Yeah, I liked it. It was mad. There was a widow bell from Ciampa. Thought that he was going to get the victory there. But yeah, obviously, Lashley capitalized on that, man, and came with a vicious spear. But what we need to talk about, the main thing, is during this match, there was a weird segment with like, and I'm not mad at it because it looks like possibly they could create a story from this, but there was a man at the ape decided where the crowd was, the barricade, where he grabbed AJ Styles. He had a hood on. He was dressed like how Dexter Lumis has been dressed the last 2 weeks, but he was just a random guy. I didn't really make out his face properly, and I didn't care to like go back and try and find out who he was. I'll let them run their story. And it seemed like it was a distraction for something else. And on the other side, because at the time there was somebody behind him and looked like a biker's helmet, which is weird because obviously you can't go into the stadiums with biker's helmets on. So first of all, security should have done something about that. On the other side of the barricade, there was another one, biker's helmet, and this time he takes off the helmet. It's Dexter Lumis, and this time he takes the Miz in a headlock form, like a sleeper hold, and pulls him over the barricade and drags him through the crowd, down the stairs, and seemingly out of the arena. Now, I'm not mad because I think Dexter Lumis is so creative and he's got a great character. Like, it's a really good character. The fact that he doesn't even talk, he's always doing the artwork. He can do backstage segments. He's really good at it. Don't get me wrong, the Indie Hartwell stuff got a bit cheesy after a bit, but even still, it was something different. But you guys know me on this channel and you know what I do when it comes to wrestling, how I like to see it, and the fact that I'm always saying that I need it to be as close to real life as possible. Of course, you have to suspend belief as well, but at the same time, like, I always wonder in certain segments what would it be like in real life if this happened, and what it would be like in real life if this happened was surely the police would have stopped this person dragging out, or Dexter Lumis dragging out the Miz. Because that, so far they haven't mentioned him on commentary that it's Dexter Lumis. They just keep acting like he's a stalker. I'm fine with that, but you have to treat it as such. Where were the police? Where were the security guards? They took one guy away and left this other guy to get dragged out, which was the Miz. There was no clips of outside the arena. Now, if he dragged him out, the police chased him or the security chased him, and you seen Dexter Lumis putting the Miz in a car and driving off, that would be great storytelling. But just to drag him, were you dragging him to catering? It doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm obviously going to give him a chance, and I'm hoping that by the time we get to next week, Raw kicks off with a backstage segment or a home segment somewhere, parts unknown, where we have the Miz tied up, looking like he hasn't eaten, and Dexter Lumis with him. Because what you're going to do is ignore that you got kidnapped and not mention it again. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. Savage Cross tweet out there. Are you Bray? Show your face. I didn't even know about that tweet. Let me see it for myself. I didn't know that. If that is the truth, then I'm saying it's gonna come back because I can't. Why would anybody, a WWE person, be tweeting Bray like that? But let me check. New tale has begun. Things just got interesting. Killer Cuss retweet. Look who's back on WWE Raw. Give me a minute. Give me a minute to see what's going on here. Flip knows who that is. Don't know who. I don't know who that person is. There's no tweet from Karrion Kross to Bray Wyatt. I'm on his Twitter right now. There's 0 tweet. There's no tweets from him. So that's not true. It's not true. I don't know where you got that from, bro, but it's not true. Madness. But yeah. Like I said, I think we'll get Bray Wyatt at some point anyway. Fingers crossed he might show up Clash of the Castle. Yeah, that's what I said. Done with football. Yeah, Andrew, I'm not going to talk about football on this channel. I'm going to do a video later on with Cav around 2 o'clock, 2:30, around them times. So if you're available, Andrew, I think you're already following me on Twitter anyway. So if you are, I'll send you the link if you want to come in and say what you got to say, or I'll put the link in the chat and then you can all join. But I'm still raging and embarrassed. I think Bray returns. Yeah, you think of the same thing. Yeah, big up. But yeah, like I said, I'm very confused. I need to see that. You need to make some cohesion between storylines. You can't have a man being kidnapped in broad daylight. Also, what made me sick was the fact that you carried on with the match. Like, if you don't know who this person is and you're pretending that the person on the other side is trying to kidnap AJ Styles, then the match should get stopped. The commentator should say something. Adam Pearce should probably come out, make it seem real. My guess is that there might be a crew, a new faction or something like that. I would go down the route of, and if anyone's watched Batman, you know how the Riddler's got his own crew. He's got a crew of people who believe in what he believes in. I would have that. Mate, I'm not joking. I know they did it with Sami Zayn and they kind of done it in a comedy way, but go down a conspiracy theory route and have it like that. People are followers of Dexter Lumis and they're targeting certain wrestlers and then see what they are. And I don't mean target them like Retribution. I mean it completely different. But yeah, moving on from there, we got to a return from Johnny Wrestling. Now, I always thought that when Johnny returned, I was going to be extremely happy, extremely excited, and I am happy and excited, but I'm not. Like, it was a bit of a lackluster return. Returning, yeah, you gave your nice speech about, wanting to be Intercontinental Champion and WWE Champion, all that business. Something tells me that this wasn't a way to do it. In fact, we're that close to Clash at the Castle that something tells me that why didn't you do that there? You know what would have been perfect? If somehow Johnny turned up at Clash of the Castle and got into like an impromptu fight with Pete Dunne, and then they gave a one-on-one match and they just showcased it. Bruiserweight versus Johnny Gargano, Clash of the Castle in the UK. Pete's from the UK. He's going to lose eventually, but still. Why not do something like that? He just came out and addressed the crowd like it was normal. Like, it wasn't the greatest thing, but I am a massive fan of him. I think he's incredible in the ring. Character's going to have some work because everything that works on NXT does not work on the main roster, and it is starting to look like, you guys know that for now I'm going to let Triple H off with the fact that it's still early, but he has to be careful that he doesn't follow AEW's style of just bringing people in constantly week by week. I would have had, seriously, if he, depending on how many people his phone to bring back, I would have had Triple H come out, address the crowd, tell them that they're in safe hands in the direction of the company, and then say that he's got superstars who deserve to be here and brought them back. And then I'd have all of the superstars that have been released on the top of the ramp come out together. Maybe even if he has to give an introduction to each one of them. And then, the real big ones, you bring them back in different ways, like the Gargano kind of people and maybe Samoa Joe and them kind of people. But just to like bring one back every week is not the best thing. It's different to AEW, of course, because AEW do it with people that are debuting altogether. But I don't know. Khalid, I just want Triple H to give Pete Dunne his name back. Yeah. I mean, on Instagram, Pete's my friend, but on Instagram, he's called Pete Butch Dunne, so he still kept his name there. So, Savage, I just followed you on Twitter. Yeah, thank you for following me, bro. I'm not on there that often, but I am on there. So, anytime you're on, we'll chop it up. Don't send me any rumors to my Twitter though. Don't send me any rumors, even if it's about like Bray Wyatt or someone. Don't send it to me because I like to be surprised about these things. But yeah, Johnny addressed the crowd. We had an interruption by Theory, which is kind of fitting that, they were both part of the way, the group on NXT, which I was a massive fan of, by the way. No pun intended there. And it was all right, man. But you could see where it was going. Austin pretty much saying that, without you. I mean, pretty much Austin gave the promo that I said I would give to Riddle when Randy Orton returns, but he said that since you've begun, I've won the Money in the Bank briefcase. I won the US. I've become the youngest US title holder, the youngest Money in the Bank winner. And basically, I've took all of your dreams that you won. I got there before you, which is true. But then he lightened up and then he said that, like, yo, we were part of the way. Done all that stuff like was involved. Went for the way handshake and then a super kick from Johnny Wrestling. And yeah, he got left there. There was no match after that. Lackluster, subpar. But it is what it is. And we move on to the main event of the evening, which was Damien Priest versus Edge. Obviously, Edge in his home country of Canada. Like a lot of wrestlers are, a lot of people, but you got the admiration and the cheers and the chorus from the crowd. They loved it. Hearing his entrance was perfect. And yeah, he's a G, man. He had Beth Phoenix was ringside, and obviously Damien Priest had Rhea Ripley ringside as well. And they're very interesting. I will say that, like, for continuity, that Rhea had got involved in the previous match on the night with Finn Balor. You'd think that she'd be banned from ringside, but clearly no one gives a shit. Edge pulled out the back here. He showed everyone how much of a bad boy wrestler he is, and it was crazy. Damien Priest held his own. He was good. He was a razor's edge through the table to Edge. There's a part where Edge, I think was it a kick over the barricade? It was brutal, man. But yeah, it was kind of like that, man. I was looking at one point that Priest might win this. But yeah, Priest tried to drop him. Edge was there psychologically, was in the match, and he was doing what he could do. Priest then tried to put Edge away with a spear, but Edge reversed it with the South of Heaven, and then the closing stages, ref was knocked out of the ring. Little Nature, I think it was, leading to Priest retrieving 2 steel chairs and going for a concerto, obviously, to finish off Edge and put him away for good, which seems to be the running thing now. And I don't really like that. I think they should stop going down that route with the concerto constantly, because that's kind of Edge's thing, but everyone else doing it's a bit weird to me. But yeah, Priest took over from that point, obviously. Edge moved out of the way at the last second, so he didn't get his head took off. And then he removed one of the poles, which has become Edge's trademark, what he did against Roman, Daniel Bryan, them kind of people. And then, yeah, put him in a crossface with the piece of the chair in his mouth. He was a bit mad. Priest, obviously, he hit Edge with the piece of the chair in his face. Obviously, the ref's down, so that was fine. And nearly got the victory. Edge kicked out at the last minute. And then, highlight of the night on this match was Edge hitting a Canadian Destroyer in Canada, which was a nice touch. You know what I mean? I'm not going to act like it was terrible. It was a really, really good match. It's just that it didn't really hold much weight. Like there wasn't nothing on the line. After the match, though, um, yeah, Edge went for the same thing. Tried to get Damien Priest with a concerto, and then obviously you knew what was coming, man. Rhea Ripley slides in, low blow. Finn Balor, coup de grace, connected. And then we get Beth Phoenix. She grabs the chair just before they hit Edge with it, runs in the ring, and holds off all three of them, which I have to say was quite pathetic that somehow she held off three of them. I know that it's Beth Phoenix is a legend and she's probably one of the strongest women we've ever had, if not the strongest. But holding off three people with one steel chair is a bit embarrassing considering all three of them people could have got a steel chair surrounded the ring and Rhea can hit her. So that's how it went there. They left the ring Judgment Day, and that was the end of Monday Night Raw. And I have to say, if you're gonna ask me my Raw rating out of 10, I get to 6 from me. And the 6 is because all the matches were solid, but the storylines were a bit meh. Left a few things out. Left a few people off the show as well. Like I didn't see much of like where's Rey Mysterio and Dominic? There's Clash of the Castle coming up. Surely they're gonna be there. Where was Ezekiel? Last week you showed us with his family on the screen. Now there's no Ezekiel. We need to, you know what I mean? They need to do a little bit more. But like I said, I'll be able to judge this brand properly again when all of the people Triple H wants to bring in just brings them in. That way we can really settle into it. But that was it for me. 6 out of 10. Big up to Epic Gamer. I'm gonna leave it there. I did well to keep it short and concise as well because, like I said, I don't want to keep rambling on. But yeah, Raw was good. It was good because I still watched it. You know what I mean? I wasn't bored watching it. Still a bit too many adverts, but that's not really no one's fault in it. That's how the money's made and that. But yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. It was good. So can't really say much more than that. Epic Gamer, did the people do? Yeah, it's Epic Gamer. It seems like no one got it, to be honest, because only Khaled came in. And I put it up over an hour ago, so I won't blame anyone for it. Like I said, everyone can still watch it after. I know you guys would rather watch this live, but you can catch it after. That's why I tried to make it a lot shorter than it was. But Khaled gives it 6 out of 10 as well. Yeah, me too, bro. So I'm going to leave it there. I will be back. I've got SmackDown videos coming up. I'm going to try and do some more videos in the week for the wrestling channel. Might do some retro stuff. I might do, because obviously everyone knows that I'm building a Patreon, so I can start reacting to full watch-alongs on the Patreon. Big up Conway. But at the moment, I'm trying to build the channel back up. So I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out how I do Patreon and include all 3 channels, because some people like the wrestling stuff, some people like the reaction stuff, some people like the football stuff, but some people like all of it, some people like both. And you know, I don't know if I can build different tiers on Patreon to satisfy everyone's needs, but I'm definitely going to do some retro stuff. So what I might do is I might edit some of the videos down. I might react to some of the wrestling matches, like legendary matches, maybe edit them down, put them out so they don't get copyrighted. And then eventually, once we build it up, I'll do it properly. Or I'll just go for YouTube membership. I'll see how that's going. But thank you very much, guys, for joining. Big up John Conway for joining me late, bro. Conway, look out later on for a football stream. Me and Cav's going to be on around 2 o'clock. We're going to talk Liverpool. We're going to talk Liverpool like adults. We're not going to rant and rave about stuff. We're just going to have detailed chat, get some stuff off our chest. So if anyone wants to come in, you're welcome to come in as well. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Big up to you, Khaled. Yeah, Saturday, I'm probably going to do the KSI Deji match. KSI match, and I'm going to do Deji match. I'm going to do the whole show. So hopefully I get that sorted, because you have to pay for the zone and pay for the pay-per-view, and I'm not feeling spending that much money on it, to be honest. But if it's worth it in the end, then I will. So yeah, big up to everyone who's joined. I know there's not a lot of people in here. It doesn't really bother me. I'm not here for the numbers. I just put this show on so the people can get involved and stuff like that. But either way, I was going to do it anyway. Check out HUGO online as well. The video dropped yesterday as scheduled. There's another one coming today. So yeah, please do that. And if you like the video, then just like it. If you don't like it, it's not a problem. And if you hear more than once, then just subscribe, okay? So, yeah, big up to everyone in the chat. You've been amazing. I've been your boy Savage. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Run.